I'm the Prince of Darkness.
Atmaurium. What's good, people? I am Dionysus, Atmaurium, son of the universe, the great bear, Prince of Darkness. And they talk about real estate. When it comes to this planet and these cosmos and this solar system, it all belongs to me. In due time, you shall understand. But I'm here to explain to you. I wouldn't even say explain to you, but help you remember. You know what I'm saying? How we initially used to interact with the universe. And you have to remember, right, is that the universe can't hear what you're thinking. That's the one separation between self and the universe, right? The universe can't hear what you think, right? Only you can hear what you think, right? Only that one self-aware presence can hear what you're thinking, right? Thus, every consciousness is all interconnected, right? So it was one interconnected consciousness that came inside of one void, which is nature, right? Nature can't hear what you're thinking, right? It can't see what you're thinking, right? It can only interpret what you put out to it, right? So let's say you spoke to the universe and said, universe, I want a brand new car, right? All of a sudden pops up in front of you a 1979 Chevy whatever. And then you're sitting back and say, what the hell is this, universe? I wanted a new car, right? Well, according to the universe, right, that car is new because it doesn't belong to you when it manifests in front of you, right? So it's technically new. It can be anything, right? When you said a car, right? But in your mind, you wanted the 2020 Chevy whatever, or the new Corvette, the Maybach, whatever the hell, right? That's what you viewed in your mind. What you said to the universe is, I want a car, right? So, for you to properly manifest what the hell you want to manifest, you have to break down as much as you can in detail what you want and how you want it, right? So say, hey, universe, instead of saying I want a car, say, universe, I want a 2020, the year, and that's the year of the make and model of the car, and then bam, you say if you want it black, white, rims, lift kit, whatever. Boom. That will manifest right in front of you if you explain it in detail. You see what I'm saying? And what you have to understand is that the universe is a system, it's systematic, it thinks like a computer, right? It's fixed thinking, right? The universe is comfortable enough with being itself, right? So it's kind of like you got a picture that you can see in your mind, right? You have to learn how to better communicate with the universe to know how to draw that picture, right? And if you know how all of the integral functions and pieces of the universe work, you'll know how to communicate to the universe in a certain manner or certain fashion to get what you want. You see what I'm saying? So, the only way you're going to manifest what you want from the universe is learning more about the universe. And if you learn more about the universe, something that moves in a fixed fashion, where its nature is fixed, it can't ever change. This is how it is going to function forever. Earth, wind, water, air. You see what I'm saying? Thus the seasons, right? The seasons in this nature, Earth, is always going to be the same, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where you say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to create fire during the rainy season. And it's the rainy season and you trying to, throw a fire festival. That wouldn't be pretty smart because you know that the rainy season is going to come regardless. Period. So you playing your shit for the summertime, right? You got to think, people. Y'all sitting here talking about all the stuff that y'all want to manifest and bring to fruition, whether it be something tangible or energies, right? y'all don't know how to properly communicate it because you don't know how to properly interpret the universe and know how it functions, right? Everybody wants a car, right? Boom. A car pop up in front of you, but you get in that motherfucker and it ain't got no engine. It ain't got nothing, right? You didn't learn how to communicate all of these things, right? And the thing about it is the way that you improve that is by meshing the two halves of your brain. You see what I'm saying? The left and the right brain. And if you bring those two together to become one solitary thinking force, it'll be easier for you to manifest what you want, because the left brain, which is the brain that people really don't understand how to use, is the brain that makes the sounds, that creates the frequencies, that creates the numbers, right? So your left brain is more so numbers, right? Your right brain is the ink, right? So if both of these are meshed and you understand both halves of yourself, whenever you communicate, you'll manifest how you want it to look, which is the right brain, and B, the left brain, how it functions, right? And then thus you'll create a sentient being, which is an electromagnetic consciousness. You got to think, people. Everybody always wants something, but they don't want to go through the work to actually understand what's going on. And that's one thing that quote unquote black people, that they taught us not to love. They taught us to hate. Math was used in school to teach us to hate numbers. That's the thing. And black folks hate numbers. They want to say, yeah, man, I'm waiting on this moon, on this moon day, on this moon frequency, and I'm about to put the ritual, you know what I'm saying, to this deity so I can manifest what I want, right? 9 times out of 10, you're not even properly effectively communicating to the universe what you want. You see what I'm saying? Come on, people. You got to think here. Really process what's going on. Numbers do not lie. And you be telling the universe lies. But in the whole time inside your mind, you see the truth, but you telling lies the whole time. In your mind, you want a black car with rims. But you communicate it to being a yellow car with no rims. And then you mad at what you get back from the universe. You got to think, people. All of the rituals that you do, all of the magic and all the deity work and all of that extra stuff that you think that you're doing, it means nothing if you don't understand the dimensions, the length, the height, and the weight of what you're communicating. Some people say, man, I want to meet my soulmate, right? But then the universe, if you only spoke from your left brain, right, your soulmate probably will only act the way that you want your soulmate to act. But if you didn't communicate with that right brain so the universe can know how your soulmate looks, you're not going to get the person that you were supposed to be with, because you got to learn how to properly communicate using both sides of your brain. That's the center of everything. The lowest half of life, the lower self, deals with personal power. The higher self deals with influence, political influence, right? What is the key thing when it comes to influence, right? Is communication, right? Then you got the left side, which is morals, right? Your natural presence, right? Then you got the right side, which is blue, right? How you act out your intentions, right? People are so focused on their personal power with all this magic and all the stuff that they're doing, and they become hermits. They become disconnected from reality because they feel like since they can sit in their motherfucking basement and do a ritual, alhamdulillah, whatever the hell, right? That they better than somebody else. And that's the only thing and the only way that you learn about the universe is paying attention to the other beings in the universe. Thus, getting your ass about your feelings about how you view or if you think you're better than somebody, and actually learn these people, which is you, melanin. So y'all really got to think about what's going on here, right? This is the master grid right here. 0 is melanin. 1 is energy, 2 is soul, 3 is mind, 4 is nature, 5 is spirit, 6 is sex, 7 is process, 8 authority, 9 chaos, right? This is the master grid. So anytime you see these numbers, this is essentially at its core nature what's communicating, right? And then you understand its mode of communication, right? In the mode grid, right? How it carries itself. Melanin carries itself as a self-aware presence, right? Energy carries itself as a spatial awareness, right? Soul carries itself as a magnetic connection. Mind carries itself as an electromagnetic consciousness. Nature carries itself as a natural presence, right? 5, spirit carries itself what? Emotionally, which is the spectrum, right? 6 is sex, right? It carries itself as what? Sexual energy, right? A different type of what? Spatial aware energy, right? 7 is process, right? The great alchemical process of what? Creation. Then you have 8, authority, right? How do you manage your self-aware presence amongst your aware creations? I, self-management, thus to create harmony, not balance, right? Balance is only relative to the physical realm. Harmony is relative to the unseen realm, right? Because you know nothing of balance if you can't see anything. And the thing that came before sight is actual what? Feeling, right? Then you have 9, chaos, which is purification, right? A process of getting you down to your core natural nature, your natural presence, right? So you put these two together right here, right? 2 important numbers. And these are the 2 numbers that are separate, right? That have nothing to do with each other, right? You see what I'm saying? It's 4 and 0, right? These are the 2 separate presences, right? You have a natural presence, which is a fixed presence, right? That is separated into seasons, which is a 4. And then you have a self-aware presence, a presence for the most part at certain times is only aware of itself, right? And then those 2 have sex and create sexual energy. And sexual energy is the number 1 thing related to manifestation, right? But then once you harnessing the energy, you take the energy through an alchemical process, which is a 7, thus is creation, right? And 8 is the number of authority, right? I, self-management. How do you manage yourself within nature, right? How do you manage yourself amongst your creations, right? Then 9 is chaos, is when you're done playing games and you accept your role in the universe for what it is. You purify yourself. You go through that chaos, that rites of passage. You see what I'm saying? To graduate, to become what? A spatially aware, self-aware presence, which is representative of the number 10, right? Then you got the emotional grid. So let's just say for instance, right? The emotional grid represents if a self-aware presence said melanin to the universe, right? The universe would say back mood, right? Spatial awareness would say energy to the universe, right? Then the universe would say back to it anger. A magnetic connection, a soul said a magnetic connection said soul to the universe, and the universe responded avarice, right? Because this is the thing, you have to understand it, right? If we create the vibrations, the universe is the effect of it, right? So if I say, ah, the universe will be your ear, right? It heard what you said. Thus, your vibration, which is a solar connection, connected to something that reacted to it that moved the exact way that it moved, right? And you have to understand, the more complex your creations or your words become, the better that you have to learn and understand the universe, because the universe will always be the exact way. It's fixed. It has specific functions and specific laws, and it interprets things in a specific manner, in a specific fashion. You got to think, people. Dionysus Atmaurium. If y'all want to know any more about this information, hit me up on my Cash App. We'll discuss the price. But I got videos that I created that I can send you. You know what I'm saying? And I got trainings that I can bring you through. But hit me up. Dionysus Atmaurium. Peace.